Hello and greetings to everyone. We have the following questions to answer. Question 1 says, given that x equal to 2, y equal to -1, and z equal to 4, compute the following. For A, we have x plus y minus z. We are simply just going to replace x with the value of x, which is 2, y with the value -1, and z with the value 4. We take solution. Question 1. We have been told that x is equal to 2, y is equal to -1, and z is equal to 4. For question A, we have to compute x plus y minus z. X plus y minus z will simply be equal to, we are going to replace x with the value 2 plus y is -1 minus z is 4. This will simply give us 2, positive, negative will stay, 2 minus 1 minus 4. This will give us, we know 2 minus 1 gives us 1. 1 minus 4 gives us -3. This is our answer. Next, we go to B. For B, we have z divided by x plus 2y. This will simply be equal to, we are going to replace z with the value 4 divided by x, which is 2, plus 2y. We are going to replace y with -1. This will simply give us 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2, plus 2 times -1 gives us -2. This will simply be equal to 2, positive, negative will stay, 2 minus 2, which is 0. That's the answer. We go now to C. For C, we have x squared minus y squared. This will simply be equal to, we know x has the value 2 squared, minus y has the value -1 squared. This will give us 2 squared is 4, minus -1 squared. We know when we square a negative number, the result is positive. -1 times -1 gives us +1. This will give us 1. 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. This is our answer. Next, we go to D. For D, we have the square root of x squared plus y squared plus z. This is simply equal to the square root of, you know, x is equal to 2 squared plus -1 squared plus z is 4. This will simply be equal to the square root of 2 squared is 2 times 2, which is 4, plus -1 squared is 1, plus 4. So this will give us the square root of 4 plus 1 gives us 5. 5 plus 1 gives us 9. The square root of 9 is simply plus or minus 3. This is our answer. Next, now we go to question 2, which says simplify the following. For question A, we have 2a plus 2b plus 4a minus 3b. For us to answer this question, first thing we have to do is we are going to break the like terms together. That means the terms in A, we are going to group them. This will give us 2a plus 4a plus 2b minus 3b. This will simply be equal to 2a plus 4a. It's like, for example, 2 apples plus 4 apples will give us 6 apples. So it gives us 6a. Next, 2b minus 3b will simply give us negative b. This is the result. Next, we go to question B. For B, we have for 2xy plus 6x squared y squared all over xy plus 2xy. This will simply be equal to, at the numerator, we know x squared y squared is the same as xy, all this squared, which is the same as xy times xy. Xy is common at the numerator. 2 and 6, they have an HCF of 2. We are going to factor out 2xy times, we know 2xy times 1 remains 2xy plus 2, we know 2 times 3 will give us 6. Xy times xy will give us x squared y squared. We are done with the factorization at the numerator. Now at the denominator, we have xy plus 2xy will simply be equal to 3xy. Next, this will simply be equal to this xy which has been factored out. This will cancel this one at the denominator. We will be left with 2/3 times 1 plus 3xy. And this is the final answer. Next, we go to question C. Question C, we have an algebraic fraction y minus 1 all over 5x plus y minus 2 all over 3x. This will simply be equal to, we are going to handle this problem the same way we handle fractions. We are going to look for the LCM of 5x and 3x. First, you will see that x is common. We are going to keep x aside. We know the LCM of 5 and 3 is simply 15. Since x is common, we are going to attach x to 15 to obtain 15x. 15x divided by 5x, 15x divided by 5x, x will cancel x, 5 will go here 1, 5 will go into 15, 3 times. This will give us 3. We are going to multiply y minus 1 by 3, 3 times y minus 1. We bring down the addition sign. 15x divided by 3x, 15x over 3x is simply equal to x will cancel x. 15 divided by 3 gives us 5 plus 5 times y minus 2. Next thing, we are going to expand all the brackets at the numerator. This will give us 3y minus 3 plus 5y minus 10 all over 15x. This will simply give us next thing, we are going to bring the like terms together. 3y plus 5y. Next, negative 3 minus 10 all over 15x. This will simply give us 3y plus 5y is equal to 8y. Negative 3 minus 10 is equal to negative 13 all over 15x. And this is the final answer. Next, now we go to question D. For D, we have the fractions 2y all over x minus 3 minus 4 all over x. This will simply be equal to, the first step, we need to get the LCM of these two fractions. The LCM will simply the LCM of their denominators. The LCM will simply be equal to, we are going to multiply the denominators, x minus 3 times x. The LCM will simply be x times x minus 3. Next, if we divide x times x minus 3 by x minus 3 over x minus 3, this and this will cancel, we will simply be left with x. So this will give us x times 2y. Take x times 2y. This will simply be equal to 2xy. We're going to write 2xy here. They will bring down the operation sign, which is minus. Next, we take x times x minus 3 divided by x. This will simply be equal to x minus 3. We are going to multiply x minus 3 by 4. This will simply give us 4 times x minus 3. Next, this will simply be equal to 2xy. We are going to expand this bracket. Negative 4 times x will give us negative 4x. Negative 4 times negative 3, the negative sign becomes positive. It gives us 12 all over x times x minus 3. We underline the result. We are done. Next, now we go to question 3. Question 3 says expand the following brackets and simplify. These are them. You can see we have to expand those brackets. For the first one, A, we have x plus y times x plus y. This will simply be equal to, we are going to take x times x here. We take x times y. So this one is for 1, this one is for 2. Next, we go now to y times x is for 3. We take y times y is for 4. Y, taking into consideration their signs, x times x gives us x squared. Next, plus x times y gives us xy plus, they are here now, y times x gives us yx. Taking into consideration alphabetical order, we know x comes before y, so we are going to write down xy. Next, positive y times positive y plus y squared. You know y times y is simply y squared. This will be equal to x squared plus xy plus xy will give us 2xy plus y squared. So we are done with the expansion. This is the final answer. Next, we go now to question B. For B, we have x plus y times x minus y. This will simply be equal to, we are going to repeat the same process as above. X times x will give us x squared. X times negative y will give us negative xy. Next, y times x, they are positive, so this will give us plus xy. Y times negative y will give us negative y squared. Next, now we have to simplify. This will simply be equal to x squared. Negative xy plus xy, negative xy plus xy is the same as xy minus xy, which is simply equal to 0. So this and this will cancel out. We'll be left with x squared minus y squared. This is the final result. X plus y times x minus y is known as the factorization of a difference of two squares. This is a difference of two squares, x squared minus y squared, and this is the factorization of it. See, we have 2y plus 3x times 1 plus 2y minus 3y times x minus 2. This will simply be equal to, we are going to expand the brackets. This will give us 2y. 3x times 1 plus 3x. 3x times 2y plus, their signs are positive, that's why we have a positive sign here. 3 times 2 gives us 6. X times y gives us xy. It gives us 6xy. Next, negative 3y times x gives us negative 3xy. Next, negative 3y times negative 2, the final result will be positive. Negative times negative is positive. 3 times 2 is 6. It gives us 6y. Next thing now, we have to bring the like terms together, then we simplify. This will give us 2y plus 6y plus 3x. Here we have 6xy minus 3xy plus 3xy. This will simply be equal to 2y plus 6y gives us 8y plus 3x plus 3xy. This is the final result. We underline the answer. Next, now we go to question 4. Question 4 says solve the following equations for the unknown x. That means we have to find those values of x such that when you put those values, when you put the value of x, like in A, when you put the value of x here at the left hand side, you simplify, you obtain 4. In question A, we have 2x minus 6 is equal to 4. We need that value of x such that when you take 2 times that value, then you subtract 6 from it, the answer will be 4. For us to get that value of x, we simply need to make x the subject of formula. That means we make x to be alone at one side of the equation. 2x will be equal to, we are going to transfer negative 6 to the right hand side. When it crosses the equality sign, it becomes positive. 4 plus 6. This will give us 2x to be equal to 4 plus 6 is equal to 10. Next thing, for us to get the value of x, we are simply going to divide both sides by the coefficient of x. And the coefficient of x here is 2. In front of x here, we can see the constant 2. Divide both sides by 2. 2 will cancel this 2. You will simply obtain x to be equal to 10 divided by 2 is 5. This is the value of x. We underline the answer. If you replace x here with 5, 2 times 5 gives us 10. 10 minus 6 is equal to 4, which is true. Next, now we go to question B. For B, we have 3 times 2x plus 5 is equal to 3x minus 7. For us to easily answer this question, first thing we need to start by expanding the bracket at the left hand side of the equation. 3 times 2x will give us 6x plus 3 times 5 gives us 15 is equal to 3x minus 7. Next thing, we are going to bring the like terms together. All the terms in x, we are going to keep them at the left hand side, and the constant terms, we are going to keep them at the right hand side. This will give us 6x. When 3x crosses the equality sign, it becomes negative 3x. It will be equal to negative 7. When 15 crosses the equality sign, it becomes negative 15. This will give us 3x to be equal to negative 7 minus 15 is simply the same as, we are going to factor out the negative sign. We add 7 plus 15. This will give us 3x to be equal to negative. We know 7 plus 15 is equal to 22. So this will give us negative 22. Next, for us to get the value of x, we are going to divide all through by the coefficient of x, which is 3. 3x divided by 3 will be equal to negative 22 divided by 3. 3 will cancel 3. This will simply give us x to be equal to negative 22 on 3. And this is the final answer. That means if you replace x in this equation with negative 22 over 3, you simplify. The left hand side and the right hand side will be equal. Now let's go to question C. For question C, we have x on 2 plus x over 3 plus 5 is equal to 4 plus x over 6. For us to answer this question, the first thing we have to do is we are going to bring the like terms together. All the terms in x, we are going to bring them at the left hand side. This will give us x over 2 plus x over 3. X over 6, when it crosses the equality sign, it becomes negative, minus x over 6 will be equal to 4. When 5 crosses the equality sign, it becomes negative 5. Next thing, these are three fractions. For us to simplify them, first thing we need the LCM. You know the LCM of 2, 3, 6 is simply 6. 6 divided by 2 gives us 3. 3 times x gives us 3x. We bring down the operation sign which is plus. 6 divided by 3 gives us 2. 2 times x is 2x. We bring down the operation sign which is minus. 6 divided by 6 gives us 1. 1 times x is simply equal to x. We bring down the equality sign. 4 minus 5 gives us negative 1. Next, we simplify the numerator here. 3x plus 2x is equal to 5x. 5x minus x gives us 4x on 6 is equal to negative 1. Next, we know negative 1 can be written as negative 1 on 1. For us to get the value of x, we are going to multiply through by the LCM of the denominators of the two fractions, which is 6. So this will give us 4x times 1, which is 4x. If we cross multiply, that's a faster way of getting it. 4x times 1 means 4x equal to 6 times negative 1. This will give us 4x to be equal to 6 times negative 1 is simply equal to negative 6. Next, for us to get the value of x, we are going to divide all through by the coefficient of x, which is 4. 4 will cancel 4. This will give us x to be equal to negative. We know the HCF of 6 and 4 is 2. 2 will go into 6 3 times. 2 will go into 4 2 times. We are going to obtain x to be negative 3 on 2. This is the final answer. We go now to question D. For question D, we have x plus 3 all over 5 times x minus 1 is equal to 1 quarter. For us to answer this question, we are going to make use of our idea of cross multiplication. We are going to take the numerator here of the first fraction, we multiply by the denominator of the second fraction. We are going to take the denominator of the first fraction, we multiply by the numerator of the second fraction. So this will give us x plus 3 times 4, which is 4 times x plus 3. It will be equal to 1 times this remains 5 times x minus 1. At this level now, we are going to expand the brackets. This will give us 4x plus 4 times 3 gives us 12. 12 will be equal to 5 times x, 5x. 5 times negative 1 gives us negative 5. Next thing we are going to do is we are going to bring the like terms together. We are going to transfer 5x to the left hand side. This will give us 4x minus 5x to be equal to negative 5. When 12 crosses the equality sign, it becomes negative. 4x minus 5x is equal to negative x. Negative x will be equal to negative 5 minus 12, which is simply equal to negative, keep the negative sign, then we add the two numbers. 5 plus 12 is 17. Next, for us to get the value of x, we are simply going to divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is negative 1. Negative x over negative 1 will be equal to negative 17 divided by negative 1. Negative x divided by negative 1 simply gives us x to be equal to negative 17 divided by negative 1. The result will be positive, which is 17. Simply means that if we replace x at the left hand side with 17, we simplify, we are going to obtain 1 quarter. Let's verify. 17 plus 3 on 5 times 17 minus 1. This will give us 17 plus 3 is 20 on 5 times 16. If you take 5 times 16, 5 times 6 gives us 30. You write down 0, carry 3. 5 times 1 remains 5 plus 3, 80. So this will give us 20 on 80. If we simplify, 20 will go here 1 time, 20 will go into 80 4 times. It gives us 1 quarter, which is true. We are done with the solution of the questions. If in case you have any worry, make sure you leave your question at the comment section. Like the video, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you very much for watching.